for you. In the 405 north at Getty Center Drive, we have a solo car collision that's blocking the slow lane. CHP is on scene, as well as on the 105 west at Crenshaw Boulevard. We have also a solo car collision blocking the slow lane. CHP is heading to the scene as we speak. Now let's take a look into downtown LA at the 110 and the 10.
Bri's here now to talk about our weather. We had flash flooding yesterday and maybe more today. Is that a possibility?
It actually is, and we've got that flash flood watch in issue starting at lunchtime that continues through around 8 p.m. That's for the Inland Empire, for the San Bernardino mountain areas, and for the high desert locations. Let's get to your forecast at 75%. Here's a look at the temperatures across the rest of the viewing area. We're around 77 degrees in Van Nuys, low 70s in Santa Monica, 73 degrees in Santa Ana, and Big Bear at 50 degrees this morning. And here's the flash flood watch that I was just telling you about. It starts right at noon. It continues through 8 p.m. for the Inland Empire, the San Bernardino mountain areas, and for the Apple and Lucerne Valley areas. That's where we're expecting thunderstorms later on today. These will be slow moving soakers, and that's why we have those flash floods that we were watching in the Victorville area. They're still dealing with the cleanup of that. And unfortunately, it looks like we could see more this afternoon. This is thanks to an area of high pressure that is set up over Nevada and the Arizona line. It's going to start pushing off to the west a little bit. So we are going to see those temperatures very hot for the next few days, at least throughout this weekend, and also very humid outside as well. We still have the threat of thunderstorms across the mountain areas and into the desert. So something to keep in mind for your weekend plans. But if you're heading off to the coast, maybe to beat the heat, it looks like Orange County's got the best surf. Huntington Beach 4 to 6 feet, Santa No Free around 4 to 5 feet. High tide will be right around 11 this morning. We've got a good size south groundswell mixing in, so hence the really good surf for Orange County. Malibu will be about 2 to 3 feet this afternoon. For the beaches, we're expecting temperatures in the low 80s. Great beach weather. It should be warm by the coast. Not much of a sea breeze, so that's going to keep temperatures a little bit more mild by the coast. The inland area is still warm, 101 for a high around Northridge. And then we start cooling back down as we head into the work week. And in fact, we'll start to see the marine layer kick back in by the middle of next week. That's going to cool things off. We'll be in the low 80s. So everyone cannot wait for that. Finally, a little bit of a break from all this heat. For the valleys and IE, there is a slight chance of thunderstorms across the Inland Empire. It's going to be hot and humid all weekend long, but there is some relief on the horizon. I'll have details coming up in my forecast. Still in the forecast all weekend long, we are looking out at Angeles National Forest. We've got crystal clear conditions across the valleys. No marine layer to speak of this morning, but we do have the flash flood watch in issue starting around lunchtime. That continues through the evening. That's for the Inland Empire, San Bernardino mountain areas, and for the Apple and Lucerne Valley areas. Victorville saw a very strong thunderstorm yesterday that created flash flooding. We're expecting a replay of that this afternoon. Unfortunately, these thunderstorms that will be moving over the high desert terrain will be very slow moving. They're going to be soakers, and where we have those burn areas, that could create mudslides, debris flowing down as well, creating potentially dangerous situations. Here's a look at the temperatures right now. Low 70s around downtown LA, upper 70s in Burbank this morning, and around 77 degrees in Riverside as well. So we return with the thunderstorm threat this afternoon for the mountain areas, the deserts, and the Inland Empire. These will be slow moving storms, creating the flash flooding potential for this afternoon. Just something to keep in mind. Be careful if you are planning on maybe hiking in the San Bernardino mountain areas. You definitely want to be careful. If you hear any rumbles of thunder, just seek shelter as quickly as possible. For the downtown area, we're expecting temperatures in the low 90s, beaches low 80s, valleys the warmest spots reaching the triple digits. Again, the threat of thunderstorms for the Inland Empire later on this afternoon. Mountain areas upper 70s, and in the desert locations well into the triple digits with the threat of thunderstorms. Back to you.
Okay, Bri, thank you.
For you, and we have a spin out at the 10 West at New Avenue. There is a vehicle that spun out in blocking the carpool lane in that area, and reports have indicated that it may be on fire. Fire department is heading to the scene, and CHP is heading to the scene as well. Now let's show you out of our Caltrans camera.
He's here now to talk about it. We had similar conditions up in the high deserts yesterday.
Absolutely. Victorville saw the brunt of it yesterday, unfortunately, and it looks like we may see a replay of that this afternoon and maybe even into tomorrow afternoon too. So something you need to keep in mind if you are planning on spending some time outdoors or if you're planning on heading up to the high desert locations, we are expecting those thunderstorms. And later, as those temperatures soar once again, we do have patchy clouds around the Oxnard area. It's starting to break up already. You can see we do not have any of that fog along the coast. But we do have mid to upper level clouds you can see from our satellite loop, especially over the mountain areas from the Ventura Mountains towards Los Angeles and all the way over towards the San Bernardino mountain areas. So there's mid to upper level clouds, but that's not really going to keep our temperatures down much for this afternoon. We are expecting thunderstorms once again, and that brings us a flash flood watch that starts around lunchtime today and continues through 8 p.m. this evening. That's for the Inland Empire, the San Bernardino mountain areas, and the Apple and Lucerne Valley areas. All thanks to this area of high pressure that's starting to push over towards the west, and that's going to keep things hot and humid all weekend long. The threat of thunderstorms with us through the mountains, the deserts, and even into the Inland Empire this afternoon. These thunderstorms that form will be very slow moving, so they're actually going to be soakers, hence our flash flooding that we saw yesterday. We're going to see hopefully not a repeat of that tonight, but there is a risk of it, so just keep that in mind. Thunderstorms for the high desert locations, hot temperatures still in the triple digits. Here's a look at the highs for the rest of the Southland.
Just checking that out.
And we still have the risk of flash flooding this afternoon. I'll have more on that in just a minute. First, we're looking out at LAX, where we've got a little bit of mid to upper level clouds out there. No marine layer, though, to speak of. Right now, 70 degrees at the airport. Winds are calm and the relative humidity at 81%. Here's a look at the temperatures right now. 70 to upper level clouds. The brighter the clouds, the higher up they are in the atmosphere. So you can tell there's not much in the way of that marine layer, the low cloud cover that we see earlier on in the summertime. So right now we do have those flash flood watches in place for the Inland Empire, the San Bernardino mountain areas, and the Apple and Lucerne Valley areas. That starts around lunchtime. It continues through 8 this evening, something you need to keep in mind and be safe. Surf report, looks like the best surf will be in Orange County, Huntington Beach 4 to 6 feet, San Onofre about 4 to 5 feet. High tide will be at 11 this afternoon. And for the beaches, we're expecting temperatures in the low 80s. Great weather to head off to the coast. Downtown, expecting temperatures in the low 90s. Beaches warm in the low 80s. Valley spots, some areas still hitting the triple digits. It should be a hot and humid day. For the mountain locations, upper 70s, and the deserts still in the triple digits. We do have the threat of thunderstorms from the mountains to the deserts, even into the Inland Empire, something to be keep in mind and be careful of later on today. Christina?
All right.